Bhakta Vrinda ki Nithai Gaur Premanande.
1 minute break for garlanding. Otherwise it doesn't do anything. This is also part of the class.
Yes. Empowerment by senior Vaishnavas. Most important. Especially by His Grace Bhakti Vinod Thakur Prabhu. Hari Bol Bhakti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4th, Chapter 21st, verse number 12. Please repeat. सर्वत्रास्खलितादेशः सप्तद्वीपैकदण्डधृक् अन्यत्र ब्राह्मणकुलाद् अन्यत्राच्युतगोत्रतः सर्वत्रास्खलितादेशः सप्तद्वीपैकदण्डधृक् अन्यत्र ब्राह्मणकुलाद् अन्यत्राच्युतगोत्रतः सर्वत्रास्खलितादेशः सप्तद्वीपैकदण्डधृक् अन्यत्र ब्राह्मणकुलाद् अन्यत्राच्युतगोत्रतः Mataji's. सर्वत्रास्खलितादेशः सप्तद्वीपैकदण्डधृक् अन्यत्र ब्राह्मणकुलात् अन्यत्राच्युतगोत्रतः. Word to word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Word to word meaning, Sarvatra, everywhere. Askalita, irrevocable. Adeshaha, order. Saptadvip, 7 islands. Eka, 1. Dandadrak, the ruler who holds the scepter. Anyatra, except. Brahmana Kulat, Brahmanas and saintly persons. Anyatra, except. Achyutagotrataha, descendants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vaishnavas. Translation. Maharaj Prithu was an unrivaled king and possessed the scepter for ruling all the 7 islands on the surface of the globe. No one could disobey his irrevocable orders but the saintly persons, the Brahmanas and the descendants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Vaishnavas. Purport. Saptadvipa refers to the 7 great islands or continents on the surface of the globe: Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Australia, and Oceania. In the modern age, people are under the impression that during the Vedic period or the prehistoric ages, America and many other parts of the world had not been discovered, but that is not a fact. Prithu Maharaj ruled over the world many thousands of years before the so called prehistoric age, and it is clearly mentioned here that in those days not only were all the different parts of the world known, but they were ruled by one king, Maharaj Prithu. The country where Prithu Maharaj resided must have been India because it is stated in the 11th verse of this chapter that he lived in the tract of land between the rivers Ganges and Yamuna. This tract of land, which is called Brahmavarta, consists of what is known in the modern age as portions of Punjab and northern India. It is clear that the kings of India once ruled all the world and that their culture was Vedic. The word Askhalita indicates that orders by the king could not be disobeyed by anyone in the entire world. Such orders, however, were never issued to control saintly persons or the descendants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. The Supreme Lord is known as Achyuta. The Lord Krishna is addressed as such by Arjun in Bhagavad Gita. Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Ratham Stapaya Me Achyuta. Achyuta refers to one who does not fall because he is never influenced by the modes of material nature. When a living entity falls down to the material world from his original position, he becomes Chuta, which means that he forgets his relationship with Achyuta. Actually, every living entity is a part and parcel or a son of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When influenced by the modes of material nature, a living entity forgets this relationship and thinks in terms of different species of life. But when he again comes to his original consciousness, he does not observe such bodily designations. This is indicated in Bhagavad Gita 5th chapter 18th verse by the words Panditaha Samadarshinaha. Material designations create differentiation in terms of caste, color, creed, nationality, etc. Different gotras or family designations are distinctions in terms of the material body. But when one comes to Krishna consciousness, he immediately becomes one of the Achyuta Gotra or descendants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and thus becomes transcendental to all considerations of caste, creed, color, and nationality. Prithu Maharaj had no control over the Brahman Kula, which refers to the learned scholars in Vedic knowledge, nor over the Vaishnavas, who are above the considerations of Vedic knowledge. It is therefore said, Arche Vishnu Shailadhir Guru Shunaramatir Vaishnave Jati Buddhir Vishnurva Vaishnavanam Kalimalamatane Padatirte Ambu Buddhihi Shri Vishnur Namni Mantre Sakala Kalusha He Shabda Samanya Buddhir Vishnu Sarveshwareshe Tad Itara Samadhir Yasya Naraki Saha. One who thinks the deity in the temple to be made of wood or stone, who thinks of the spiritual master in the disciplic succession as an ordinary man, who thinks the Vaishnav in the Achyuta Gotra to belong to a certain caste or creed, or who thinks of Charanamrit or Ganges water as ordinary water, is taken to be a resident of hell from Padma Purana. From the facts presented in this verse, it appears that people in general should be controlled by a king until they come to the platform of Vaishnavas and Brahmanas who are not under the control of anyone. Brahman refers to one who knows Brahman or the impersonal feature of the Absolute Truth, and a Vaishnava is one who serves the Supreme Personality of Godhead. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, welcome to our morning discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam. In this section, where within the fourth canto, the chapter is entitled Instructions by Maharaj Prithu. As we know how by churning the body of Vena, the sages brought forth Prithu Maharaj. Also, Lakshmi's expansion, Archi, who got married to him. And Prithu Maharaj, before he begins to rule almost, he was very honest king. He is the administrative potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord's different potencies manifest in different personalities. He is a Shaktavesh avatar. So when he was glorified by his citizens for great deeds which he had not performed, he immediately stopped them, saying, "Wait, I have not even begun my ruling." And in this particular verses 11 to 28, the discussion is about his ruling. Maitreya Muni is speaking to Vidurji the rule of Prithu Maharaj, how he ruled over earth. Prithu Maharaj's physical beauty is also described. 11th was talked about. He ruled in Brahmavat area. Ganga Yamuno Yor Nadyor Antar Kshetram Avasan. Avasan means he stayed, resided. Which part? In Kshetram area. Antar, in between. Ganga Yamuna Yor Nadyor. Ganga and Yamuna rivers. So you know Ganges flows on the eastern part kind of India, and Yamuna kind of towards west. So in between period, as Prabhupada is saying, in between portion, that is Punjab and northern part of India. So that's where he resided. And the next sloka is this 12th only. His physical beauty also will be described along with the beautiful speech that he delivered. But here in this particular verse, it is said, Sarvatra Askalita Adeshaha. Askalita means irrevocable, had to be accepted by everyone. Skalita means fallen. His order is fallen on the ground, nobody accepts. But Askalita, his order was not fallen on the ground, everybody had to follow. Sarvatra Askalita Adeshaha. Saptadvipa Eka Dandadruk. In all the 7 islands, we know the structure of the universe. From the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu grows the stem on which the lotus grows, on which Brahma is born. So within the stem, 14 planetary systems are arranged by Brahmaji. So middle is Bhurlok, where we are the residents. And then above is Bhuvarlok, then Swargalok, Janalok, Tapalok, Maharlok, Satyalok, which is also called Brahmalok, where Brahmaji resides. And below are Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Mahatal, Rasatal, Patal. And below Patal there are 28 major hells and many other hundreds of hells, small ones, but major 28. And next is Sayamanipuri, the capital of Yamaraj, and also Pitrulok, which is operated from Chandra planet, that is higher heavenly planetary system. It is below but operated from there. Top management of the top is ruling over bottom portion of the universe. So in the middle, which is Bhurlok, that also has 7 dvipas, Saptadvip. So in the middle is Jambudvip. At the middle of that is Sumeru mountain coming out, and it goes up also. Several, it is 1 lakh yojanas in height. Some portion above, some portion within and below. So there, Saptadvipas, middle is Jambudvip, and then there is Kraunchadvip, Lakshadvip, and many other dvipas separated by some ocean of salt water, ocean of clarified ghee, ocean of buttermilk, ocean of sugarcane juice, ocean of beverage, and all like that. So the middle one is Jambudvip, which is also separated, which is also divided into 9 varshas, of which the southernmost is called as Bharatvarsha, which is separated from the northern part, that is by Himalayas, which is thousands of miles long and wide and broad. This is not this Himalaya, which we know only to be 8 kilometers. That is nothing in comparison to that original Himalaya. And this tract of land, kind of half moon, that is called a Bharatvarsh, the southernmost portion. In that also there are 9 khandas, of which the, you can say the rightmost is the Sudarshan Dweep, or Bhukhanda it is called, Bharat Khanda. So that is what is earth, what we know. So that's very small portion. But anyway, his rule was over all the Saptadvipas of the Jambudvip. He was ruling with a scepter. Scepter, like a danda. Danda dhruk. Dhruk means to accept, to hold. Keshavadrita narahari rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. So holding. So what for holding? Holding for ruling. Some people need to be ruled by danda. They have to be punished. Those who are having lower consciousness, those who are not obedient to the laws of the Lord, laws of the state also. So they have to be ruled by danda. And there is another category that is described. Anyatra Brahmana Kulad. Anyatra is except. He ruled over everyone except the Brahmanas and Anyatra Achyuta Gotrataha. Those who were within the Achyuta Gotra, those who accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead as their Supreme Master and just follow their Lord's orders. Such people are called as Achyuta Gotra people. They are Vaishnavas. So two categories, Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. So those who were in the modes of passion and ignorance, they were ruled by Maharaj Prutu. And those who were in goodness, namely the Brahmanas, and pure goodness, the Vaishnavas, they were beyond his ruling. They were not required to be ruled over because he is a Rajarshi. Rajarshi means his gross body is of king, a Kshatriya, whereas his subtle body is of a devotee, is a sage who follows the orders of the Lord. So such a personality wants to make sure that the Lord's sovereignty, Lord's supremacy is established on planet. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yoge yoge. Lord comes to re-establish the principles of religion because time and again people who are of demoniac tendencies, demoniac mentality and behavior also, so they disturb the society, the norms of the society. They become very selfish, they are selfish and they want to use up everything for their sense gratification. They are very selfish, self-centered and everything they see to be for their enjoyment, which is the nature of this material world anyway. But Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in spiritual world there is complete peace, harmony and bliss because everybody is centered, all the activities are centered around Krishna and Krishna's service, Krishna's pleasure. But in this material world, the living entities who have become rebellious of the Lord's law and order, they have been sent here. And this is jail only. So in the jail, all are prisoners. All have disobeyed the original ruling of Golok Vrindavan or spiritual world. They have been sent here. But within the prison cell also there has to be law and order. The prisoners cannot be just misbehaving like anything because they have murdered 10-15 people outside the prison. Now within the prison they cannot start murdering. There is another law and order there. Strictly they have to follow. They will be beaten up there. They will be tied up. They will be behind the bars. They have to follow everything. They cannot be just behaving arrogantly. So even on this planet or within the material world also, the supremacy of the Lord has to be established. And the king is responsible for that. He is called a Naradev. On behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he represents the Lord and establishes law and order. So certain norms will be there in society. Just like we have traffic rules. Keep the vehicle on the left. When you see the red signal, stop. When saffron signal, then you understand you have to slow down. Anytime it will become red and you have to stop your vehicle. And green signal, you start the vehicle, the speed breaker. So many rules are there of traffic. Why? So that a huge group of people driving their respective vehicles move forward in a very systematic pattern, though slightly slowly, and but surely they head towards their destination. Otherwise, there can be all the, as we know in typical Indian scenario, especially where there are no signals or no traffic police, then it's such a jam there. Nobody is able to move forward except the cycle rider. He picks up his cycle over the head and he walks through the crowd. and he will move forward. Others cannot move; they are just jammed there only. And some maybe two-wheeler, they go on the footpath, and they'll go beyond footpath, and somehow they will drive sometimes. So that is not the way. There has to be some law and order. So king is responsible for that, and here is King Prutu. So he was very, very responsible. So he wants to ensure that the supremacy of the Lord is acceptable to all. Through him, he knows that he is just a transparent via medium. Just like in Guru Parampara, the Guru is transparent via medium. That means between us and Guru, there can be 10,000 glass sheets, but all transparent. You can see Guru and Guru can see you. Or between us and Krishna, there are 10,000 sheets, like 10,000 acharyas. In our Acharya Parampara, in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, before that, introduction, the 32 Acharyas are given, Prabhupada being the 32nd. First Krishna, and then from Krishna Brahma, and then Vyasdev, Narad Muni, like that, Madhvacharya, etc. So they are all transparent via medium. It's like they are like glass sheets, all transparent. So you can clearly see Krishna through these acharyas. They don't block Krishna. They are not in our way to Krishna. They are the way. They show the way. They don't block our path. So Rajarshi is also exactly in the similar mood. He doesn't take the responsibility, so to say, of taking people back to Godhead himself. There will be gurus for that. But he himself will be very powerful. We find king like Amrish Maharaj. He performed that fasting for 1 full year in Madhuvan, in Shri Vrindavan Dham, one of the 12 forests. And he fasted for whose sake? For Praja's sake, for citizens' sake, not for himself. And that's why he was interested in breaking the fast when Durvasa Muni came at that right moment of breaking the fast, and he was taking bath, etc. So then Amrish Maharaj was in dilemma what to do. So he was Rajarshi himself. So Bhagavatam says he figured it out himself that I should drink sip some few drops of water. That will break the fast, but it is not exactly breaking the fast because I have not accepted grains also. So accepting water is in one sense just like Nirjal Ekadashi. So if you drank one drop of water on that day, it's like you have broken the fast. Then your Ekadashi is not Nirjal Ekadashi. But if you see on other Ekadashi days, we drink so much of water and we take even that varai, then we take dates and we take milk and all that. But that is also considered fasting because we are not eating grains and beans, etc. So, Achinta Bhedabhed in one sense. He did it, but it was to the anger of Durvasa Muni. He became very upset and he became extremely angry. Uprooted a bunch of hair, dashed on ground, created a fiery demon in order to kill Ambrish. The offense was not so severe that he needed to be killed. But Durvasa Muni's false ego was very much disturbed. That how come I am not respected here? I have to be respected like that. So according to the lower level, lower shastras, just like Arjun is also quoting lower scriptures, Dharma Shastra and Niti Shastra, and according to that his speech was perfect. But according to the highest religion, Sanatan Dharma, and in that also Prem Dharma, which is the highest within Sanatan Dharma also, Prem Sankirtan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced. So according to that, Arjun's arguments were very fallible arguments. They were all useless arguments. That's why Krishna told at the end, after telling all the dharmas also, he's telling him, give up all the religions and just surrender to me. That is the highest dharma. Giving up all other lower dharmas. Sharir dharma, we have our sharir dharma. We have to eat certain times of the day, few times, and then you have to drink water and sleep and so many things. And then there is Purusha dharma, Stri dharma, Desha dharma, Samaj dharma, Kula dharma, Jati dharma, Desha dharma. Millions of dharmas human beings have created uselessly for their own sense gratification, forgetting the Lord. So that beyond all that is supreme religion of surrendering to Krishna. So Krishna is requesting Arjun to do that, and Arjun did it. Karishye vachanam tava. Whatever you say, Lord, I will do. And Ambrish Maharaj also followed that highest dharma, but unfortunately Durvasa misunderstood him, and he tried to defend his position, rather offend Ambrish Maharaj, and then he had to pay a very heavy price. People in English they say from pillar to post, but here he had to run from Brahmalok to Shivalok to Vaikuntha Lok and all the way back to Bhulok and fall down at the lotus feet of Ambrish, who never took any offense anyway, but Lord took it very seriously. So through this pastime we understand how Vaishnava was very dear to the Lord. The Sudarshan Chakra, it is said, was already gifted to Ambrish Maharaj for his protection by the Lord. And at this right moment, then that was used by the Lord. Similarly, for Haridas Thakur also, who was getting beaten up in 22 marketplaces, Lord sent Sudarshan Chakra. Sudarshanam sanniyojya bhaktanam rakshanaya cha tathapi nahi nischinto avatishtet bhakta sannidho. So in Brahma Vaibhav Puran, Lord is saying that Sudarshanam sanniyojya, I have appointed Sudarshan for the protection of my devotees. Sudarshan, very beautiful darshan, just like we have here of their lordship, Shishi, Gaurangi, Bangalore, Shur, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Gaurnita, etc. So very Sudarshan. So how it is Sudarshan for demons? Hmm? Because when demons see that revolving disc of the Lord, they will call Sudarshan. But what is that disc going to do? It's going to behead them, remove the head from their body. So how it is Sudarshan? Because they are so envious, they need to be punished like that. By that is the only action. If you see Vinashaya cha dushkritam, Paritranaya sadhunam, Vinashaya cha dushkritam. So Lord is called as Janardhan. Jan Ardhan. That has two meanings. The protector of the people, Jana, and killer of the people, Jana. Both are Jana only. But Sajjana will be protected, Durjana will be killed by the Lord. That is the Lord Janardhan. Jana Ardhan. Very amazing. Lord has two functions. He destroys those who are miscreants, Dushkruti, and Sukruti, those who are Sajjan. For them, he will be protecting them. So Lord does these two things. Similarly, the king also does the same thing. So Shastra is there and Shastra is there. Shastra, the weapons, are for those who are non-godly, and Shastra is for those who are godly, who accept the ruling of the Lord through maybe king or whatever. There has to be somebody between the Lord and us, some representative, either Brahman, either a representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He teaches the Vedas and tells us through Shastras, through scriptures, how to be obedient personalities on this planet and execute higher duties also towards the Lord. While taking care of bodily necessities, one should also be focused on the service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Or the medium, the representative could be a king, Rajarshi. That is also okay. For a wife, it will be husband, who is the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Likewise, so many representatives are there. In fact, that statement, Atiti Devo Baho. So Atiti doesn't, the guest does not become Supreme Personality of Godhead. He becomes the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A representative. Just like ambassador of any country, when he goes to another country, he is the representative of the whole country. That's why he is given the same respect as what is given to the top person, the president, the prime minister, or to the whole country. If any kind of disrespect is offered to him, that means the other country is disrespectful towards this country or the heads of the country. So likewise, these people have to be there in between, and they are the representatives of the Lord. Through them we see the Lord. They guide us to the Lord. So that is the concept. So Shastra and Shastra. The animals, they have to be controlled by Shastra. Just like we see the bull. Bull's body is so strong, if he is left uncontrolled, he will create chaos in the society. He can kill. Sometimes on the internet you'll find two bulls fighting in the road, and people keep doing videography and all that. YouTube, they will put it, how these two bulls, and it will go on for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, sometimes 15, 20 minutes. As long as the fight between the two bulls goes on, these people, and people also will keep watching, what happened, ultimately what happened. But then this bull is very uncontrollable. But the weakest part of his body is the nose. So in the nose, hole is made and a rope is put, and the rope goes, and then the rope is taken backside by the driver of the bullock cart. Anytime the bull goes, and no matter any amount of load, such heavy tons of load, the two bulls can easily carry, or one bull can easily carry. But anytime the driver pulls the rope, then it becomes so difficult for him, like his whole existence, it's like a very heavy, huge speed breaker for him. He just forgets the whole existence is in that nose only, because it's a very weak part of his body. So he has to be controlled. Similarly, horses are also very powerful. Horsepower is the unit used in engineering and all other mechanical things. So horse also has his mouth as a very weak. So they will be putting a lagam, they will put some control, rein in it. And when he is pulled, he also becomes he gets stopped. He has to slow down because that part is very weak. Otherwise, you cannot control this horse or bull by any other means. It's almost impossible. They are so powerful, such power they carry. So, similarly, those who are in passion and ignorance, they are driven by their own selfish motives, selfish drives. Such people cannot be controlled except by shastra. They have to be, in Hindi they say, लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते. So those who are Brahminical or Vaishnavas, they will hear the words of the scriptures represented or presented by some representative who is representing the Lord. But those who cannot, for them there has to be lathe. For them they have to be given heavy punishment. Just like for a child also, from the first 5 years we have to give him lot of love. Lalayat panchavarshani, dashavarshani tadayat. Next 10 years, not that exactly we beat him, that is not good, but we have to show him the stick. Just like Mother Yashoda also was never in the mood of, she was never going to beat Lord Krishna, but she showed, because that creates kind of terror in the children. They become fearful. And Krishna also exactly kind of imitates the human trait. He also becomes so fearful. My God, is she going to beat me? There was atank, there was terror. Atank is the word. Atankvadi in Hindi, terrorists. So there was terror found in the eyes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The whole world is scared of Krishna. Madbhayat vati vatoyam suryastapati madbhayat varshati indro dahati agnir mrutyuscharati madbhayat. Lord Kapila is telling, who is incarnation of Lord only, madbhayat vati vatoyam. Because of fear of me, vati flows. What? Vata. Madbhayat vati vatoyam. The wind is blowing. Morning when I was chanting here, these two windows, I was chanting and I was looking outside. So I saw the leaves were moving. So I remembered this sloka only. Wind is blowing, those leaves on those two trees I saw. And Krishna is the force behind this wind. This is called a Shastra Chakshu also. We should see the world through scriptural eyes. Shastra Chakshu or Jnana Chakshu. Madhyamadhikari has to have this vision. Kanishtadhikari will see only through Chakshu and he'll say, oh, which tree is this? Maybe the flowers are there or not. We'll get carried away by mundane some kind of things. And pure devotee will see Krishna only. The green leaves will remind him maybe Lord Ram, or green parrots of Vrunda Devi, 1 lakh parrots headed by Daksha. He will go altogether in spiritual realm only. But at least scriptural vision has to be there. So Madbhayat Vati Vatoyam, because of fear of me, Lord Kapila is saying that the wind blows. Suryas Tapati Madbhayat. Here it's now little okay, but I was there in North India, in South India, and plus Pune also. It's so hot, my God, unbearably hot almost. So how the sun becomes so intense, scorching sunlight we say, soothing moonlight. That is the word, but scorching sunlight, prakhar. Prakhar is very word also. If you see, pra, yeah, it's like a very heavy word. Prakhar, like that, and sheetal. If you see, the words are also designed because Krishna only is the original language creator. So words are also Sheetal. Sheetal is very soothing word. Word itself is soothing, and it's talking also about soothing moon rays. Whereas scorching. In English also they have tried, I think, scorching. Soothing is soothing word. Scorch, scorch. You have to twist your mouth, tongue and scorch. Scorching. So like that. So it's why is it happening? Because of fear of Krishna, sun god increases the temperature. Scorching sun rays. Suryas tapati madbhyat. Varshati Indro. Indra has to send forth the rains because of fear of the Supreme Lord. Dahati Agnir, Agni Dev, he also, when the fire blazes, blazing fire, so difficult to bear. And Mrutyuscharati Madbhayat, people are fearful of death personified, Yamaraj. Yamaraj sits on his bull carrier and he has his scepter, his, what they call, what is it called? Yampash. It is like a chabuk kind of thing, what they have, whip kind of thing, and it has a rope which is flexible, and he will put it to the person whose time to depart from the body has come, and that noose will catch him. It will go around and capture him by neck and finished. Yamaraj will pull him and take him to Yamalo. His representative Yamdutas will do the same thing. So Mrutyuscharati Madhbhayat. So this is for those This is all, everything is functioning because of fear of the Lord. Everything is moving by the will of the Supreme Lord. Everything is controlled and owned by the Supreme Lord. Ishavasamidam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat. The first verse of the Shri Ishopanishad book. So there, this is the formula for all our spiritual existence. Everything is owned and controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like we see in this place itself, so many things are there. This whatever it is, LCD projector or table is there. Everything is belonging to the Lord. Now you say this is because temple, but you go anywhere in Bangalore city or India or America or world, anywhere, everything is owned by Krishna only. People may come and claim their thing for some time, then they will go away. Like this place, this land, 10,000 years back, some owner was there, Mr. XYZ. So then 1000 years back, some another owner, Mr. ABC. Now ISKCON is the owner, and their lordships, Shri Gaurangi Bangaloreshwar. And they are all-time rulers, so nobody will remove them from here. But that is owned and controlled also. Sometimes you may be owner, but you have no control. Sometimes people use up your property also. There's so many property disputes if you go to civil courts. My God, somebody's property somebody else has used up, and the claim is going on, fight is going on, several cases, years, sometimes decades, sometimes generations. It goes on and on and on and on. That is how it is. So one may be owning, but may not be having control over it. But Krishna is all-time owner and controller of everything in the creation. This understanding is the supreme understanding. That person is very Krishna conscious. Prabhupada said also before departure from this world, in before 14th of November 1977, when he was on the bed in Vrindavan in his quarter. So he said everything is moving by the will of the Supreme Lord. This consciousness is called as Krishna consciousness. Ours is International Society for Krishna Consciousness means what? We have to be all the time Krishna conscious. Means what? Like these fans are moving. Why are they moving? Because Krishna. Krishna is the owner of these fans and Krishna is the control. We may say, no, 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 we have switched on the fan. You might have switched it on, but Krishna is supplying the electricity. Anytime he may take it out, and though you have switched on the button, the fan will not move because he is the controller. So this consciousness has to be there. Sometimes dealing with other Vaishnavas, we find some devotees are little pushy, some devotees are stubborn, some devotees are this. Everybody has so many different characteristics and all that. So rather than criticizing that, what is required is to see the hand of the Supreme Lord. In 11th canto, 20th chapter, 1st and 2nd verses, Krishna says that paraswabhava karmani na prashanset na garhiyat. The others swabhav. Swabhav is the characteristic of subtle body. Swabhav. Our subtle body, because of our mind, a kind of mind we have, kind of intelligence we have, and a kind of false ego we have. Everybody has different mind, different false ego, different intelligence. So combination of that three makes the subtle body, and from there originates swabhav. And from that swabhav, externally it manifests through karma, through the gross body, earth, water, fire, air, ether. Through this gross body, then the karma manifests. Everybody will do different karma because the subtle body is different. Originally the swabhav is Jivera Swarupa hai, Krishna Nityada. That is our Swarupa. That is Swarupa. That is our original nature. But currently we have accepted a particular swabhav. Prakrute Kriyamana, he says, Karanam Guna Sangasya Sadasad Yoni Janmasu. Because we have associated with certain nature, certain modes of material nature, Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun, in different permutation combination, different combination. So we have got this body, Karanam Guna Sangasya Sadasad Yoni Janmasu. Sad Yoni and Asad Yoni. Good Yoni, in a sense, good birth or bad birth. So some people are born in slum, they are lying, they are stealing, they are killing also, all those kind of very sinful people. And some others, they have got Sadyoni, they are human beings but very nice, gentlemanly, they follow the laws of the state and they are very cordial with others and all that kind of thing. So we have a particular swabhav and we have, accordingly we have karma. Like people will say thank you, please excuse me, this kind of, and some others they will just hit you, kick you, and they will not even look at you. It doesn't matter only. So what? It was too crowded. I happened to hit you with my leg. So what? So all that kind of, so swabhava and karma, everybody has different. So that should not be prashansit or garayet, that should not be glorified, nor should it be criticized. This is very difficult unless one hears in Guru Parampara and unless one chants attentively. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That power doesn't come in one. Sometimes we know things, but to follow is very difficult because our strength lacks. Just like I may think that I can lift this Vyasasana, but when I start lifting it, then I find, oh, it's beyond me. I can little bit, some few centimeter, millimeter, I can move it, but I cannot lift it like that. So likewise, we know a lot of philosophy, but in life, to practice, we fall little of the strength. The strength is not there because we are not chanting properly. We are not hearing from Grantha Bhagavat and Person Bhagavat. Then it becomes little difficult. So Damodar, he had so much atanka, atanka netram, sa atanka netram. His eyes were filled with terror by seeing the stick in Mother Yashoda's hand, and that was not like a long stick, not like this long. It was a small stick, thin only. Krishna, who is feared by fear personified. Same thing Kunti Devi also says. That what she says. Similar thing she says, because that day when she was present, when Damodar Lila happened, she was present somehow in Vrindavan, because she is the aunt of Krishna. Krishna's father Vasudev, and Vasudev's sister is Kunti. So she was present, and she happened to see, she says a similar thing. Krishna was so fearful. So that's why Mother Yashoda then ultimately thought this is not good to show him for a long time. She kept the stick aside and thought, let me just bind him, because how long I'll keep being behind him. So she had some household chores. She left for that. But we see that how people need to be controlled here. Damodar. One point, another thing remained there. Anyway, so Shastra needs to be for those people who are animals or animalistic. That means those who are carried by passion and ignorance. But Shastra is for those who are godly, who are not animalistic. They are in Sattva Guna and in pure Sattva Guna, Shuddha Sattva Guna. These two categories are very clearly mentioned in the second line. Anyatra Brahmana Kulat, Anyatra Achyuta Gotrataha. Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are separated very clearly. Third line talks about Brahmanas. Except Brahmana Kulad, he did not have control over those who are Brahmins. And Anyatra Achyuta Gotrataha. Others are Achyuta Gotra. So whatever caste, color, creed, nation we are born in, when we come to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, then these discriminations don't remain. Then only Jivera Swarupa hai, Krishnera Nitya Das. We are servants of Krishna. Then these other designations don't matter. Just like people might have been from this NIT, that IIT, and all that stuff. But when they come in a company, then they are company unit. Now they are company employees. What is that? Cognizant, Microsoft. And then they function. They cannot keep boasting, oh, I was from IIT, IIT. They cannot do IIT, IIT, IIT. Now IIT is gone. Now you are in this company, work for whatever the project and all that. You have to be focused. You cannot just keep doing that. Otherwise, you cannot do things properly there. So similarly, here also, we should not have any bodily designations, as Prabhupada very nicely mentions. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said, Naham Vipro na chanarapatir napi vaishyo na shudro Naham varni na chagrahapatir na vanastho yatirva Kintu prodyan nikhila paramananda purnamrutabdher Kopi bhartuhu padakamalyor dasa dasanudasaha. That I am not Brahman, I am not a Kshatriya, I am not a Vaishya, I am not a Shudra, nor I am a Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha or Sannyasi. All Varna and Ashram is removed only. So what remains? So one thing, animalistic, people below are also there. Kirata, Hunandra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhira, Shumba, Yavana, Kashadaya. These are the races in the world. Mongolians, Chinese, Japanese, Russian, Dutch, French, Italian, all varieties of, and Indians certainly. And within Indians also, there are categories like Kirata, Huna, Andhra. Andhra means Telangana state. So, all varieties, not all people. Vaishnavas are Vaishnavas. They are beyond bodily designation. Like if you say Andhra, I was recently in Vijayawada. So what a green city and all, very lot of mountains, very beautiful city. And Krishna river flows, very amazing. I was in Andhra before that. I was in Warangal, I was in Hyderabad. Andhra and that was not so good looking. But the more you go to Andhra, and that becomes very beautiful. You can clearly make out also. It is like that. So these are people below, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not talking about the lower category. If I am not Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi, then I am not Kirata, Huna, Andhra, all that. He says beyond that. Gopi Bhartur Padakamalyor. I am the servant of the servant of the servant. Dasa, Dasa, Dasanu, Dasa of Gopi Bhartuhu. Of Krishna, who is the master and the maintainer of the gopis. So that is made very clear to us. So when we come as Vaishnavas, we are at the lotus feet of Krishna, and these discriminations don't exist, can't exist. And such people accept the supremacy of Krishna, Krishna's order coming through Hari Guru Vaishnavas, and we just follow. We keep our agendas aside, we keep our selfish nature aside, we keep all our other things aside. And in Vaishnava circle, we are just servants of the Vaishnavas. Name Ruchi, Vaishnava Seva, Jivdaya. These are the three principles. Chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All the time if possible, if not as much as in a day and in our whole life. Name Ruchi. Nam means I have to have Ruchi for Nam. And Vaishnava means I should serve him. Any Vaishnava in front of me. So I was telling recently that all Vaishnavas, I am their servant. And any Vaishnava comes in front of me, I am his personal servant. The difference between servant and personal servant, in case you know. Personal servant means I belong to him only. Whatever he says at any point of time, I should be ready. 12 o'clock in the midnight, he wakes me up and he tells, I want some glass of water. So you cannot say, what nonsense. Have you not seen the filter is there, the glass is below it. Why can't you take it? You rascal. You cannot say like that. You have to get up, you have to go to filter, get the water and tell him. After he drinks, you can ask him, do you want more water? You made my life useless by disturbing you. You cannot say like that. You have to offer him that water, which is the easiest juice to offer. And let him be happy with that. So Vaishnava means seva. Any Vaishnava in front of me, I am his personal servant. You should go to any extent to serve him. Any extent. You know the stories like that Bilvamangal Thakur, when he left Chintamani, he was going to Rundavan, but on the way he happened to see one beautiful Brahmani girl, a woman, and he started chasing after her. All the way she entered in the house, he also entered in the house. And husband came and said, what do you want? I want to be alone with your wife. What husband of this world will do? He'll slap him, kick him, maybe hand him over to police. He said, okay, wait a minute. And he told his wife, be alone with him. See the extent. She's a Pativrata Sri. She's not like flirting with all the men of the world. She's very chaste. But he told that we have to satisfy. Atithi Devo Bhava. Because of his confidence, faith in Krishna, Krishna will not allow to violate my chastity of my wife. Krishna also arranged that knowledge to come to Bilvamangal Thakur, by which he understood what a grave mistake I was going to do. And instead of doing something wrong, he asked her for hairpins and plucked out his eyes only and then left her down. So that kind of faith is required, and here we find people in the Vedic times had such kind of faith. So we have to follow this. And when we come to Vaishnava, then we saw Prabhupada is quoting this sloka from Padma Puran, Arche Vishnu Shiladhir. What is the Narakiya Buddhi? Though one may have human body, his mentality could be hellish or could be animalistic. Pashavi Buddhi. There are different words. Pashavi Buddhi means animal, Pashu, from that word Pashavi. Animalistic mentality. Just like people who eat meat and all that. Like a lion will pounce upon deer and will not think that it is pregnant deer, will tear it off and just eat. Like that, those who are Pashavi Buddhi, animalistic people, they will just kill anyone and everyone. Even innocent people, for no reason, for no fault of theirs. There is no fault, still they will do that. Similarly, there is Narakiya Buddhi. So one part of that, what he is telling, that Vishnorva Vaishnavanam Kalimalla Mathane Padatirtham Buddhi. Vaishnava Jati Buddhi. One should not see Vaishnava's Jati and all that. Like I remember when I was very young in Krishna consciousness, I was a college student only. I used to go every weekend to Shri Radha Kunjaveri temple in Pune. So one very elderly Vaishnava was there. He would be always in dhoti kurta, dark complexion. He was almost 82 age. beyond that maybe. And so because he's senior, he was initiated also by His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj, I think. So I was not initiated. So I would offer obeisances to him. He's senior in age, everything, and he's in dhoti kurta. Many times we would go to temple in pant shirt. So then I would pay obeisance. And then I would get up, then he would be very like, he's like my grandfather. Yeah, he would say, no, Tera jati kya hai re? He would ask me, what is your caste? And I would be so much like pierced with that question. But jati, why is he asking jati? Where is the jati coming here? Because nobody else asked such question. So it was, and very difficult to say no also or yes also and like that. So one should not ask the caste of a devotee. We don't have such kind of consideration. Dark devotee can come, fair devotee can come, tall devotee can come, and short devotee can fat, thin, educated, non-educated, wealthy people, unwealthy people, beggars, drunkards, everybody is allowed. Everybody is allowed because everybody is child of Krishna only. Everybody can come to their home. This is Krishna's palace means our home, everyone's home. Everybody can come. So we should not see that, and that's what is told in sixth verse, fifth verse, sixth verse of the Nectar of Instruction or Sri Upadeshamrut. He says, "Drushtai svabhava janitair vapushascha doshair na prakrutattvamiha bhakta janasya pashet gangamba samna khalu buddhudaphe na pankair brahmadravattam upagacchati brahmadravattam apagacchati niradharmair." So he gives a very nice analogy, Srila Rupa Goswami, in his book, because this is the essence of all the Vedic literature. Drushtai svabhava janitair. Here again the same problem. How we see Vaishnavas, or even for that matter Guru, svabhava janitair. Our swabhav, which is conditioned nature, which is because of associating with materialistic people, the way from childhood we have been born and brought up. Like that, all of us, whichever community in India we were born and brought up, there must have been some people lower to that community. And our parents always told, hey, he's a low class person. Don't associate with him. Don't even go to his house. Like that. How many of you have like that, some kind of thing? Or he's uneducated, or he's dirty, or he's a drunkard. Something like that, based on body. So we all have Swabhava Janitar, and this baggage we carry in when we come to Krishna consciousness. And because of this, we develop a vision, Drushtva, or here Drushtwai, Swabhava Janitair, Vapushascha Dosher. Then immediately we see the gross body defects of the devotees. Some gross body defect. There may be some finger missing. Just like children, once I carried one elderly Vanaprastha. In our Pune, we have only one Vanaprastha. So once I took him also to my hometown. Every time I would carry some 2-3 brahmacharis to home. They will do kirtan in the morning and all that. So that Vaishnava did not have one finger, thumb I think. He was working in company. I think the thumb was cut. So when my brother's son, he was very small that time, maybe 6-7 year old. So he saw us and all that. After some hours, somehow he happened to see that Vaishnava's one thumb was missing. And immediately, he called his mother, my bhabi. This is something strange and something dangerous or whatever. And I was saying, cool down, don't worry. Like that. So we see the defects in Vaishnavas like children, they don't have knowledge. They don't understand this thing. So they make a hue and cry out of it. They make a mountain out of mole. Like that. So we may also do that. Or if not the defect in the gross body, we will see the defect in the subtle body. Oh, this Vaishnava, the Swabhav, basically. He's always arrogant fellow. And that fellow is disobedient. And this fellow is not submissive. And that fellow is bully or something like that we'll call. Every Vaishnava will stamp. He is like this, she is like this, and he is like that. And everybody is bad. Only, you understand, only good devotee, or rather the best devotee, is myself only. So that is what we see through Narakiya Buddhi, Vaishnava, Jati Buddhi. One should not see. Drushtai Swabhava Janitar Vapushascha Dosher. Some Vaishnava may not have hand, leg, eye, ear. Somebody may be bald, somebody may be white hair. Even in Vaishnavas, sometimes initiated devotees also put hair dye. They should not put, ideally. Because the bodily concept of life, it's not. Best is they shave their head. Krishna is telling, this is the time, Prabhu, for you to shave the head and keep some shikha. And that somehow surprisingly, all white hair, shikha is black. What is it? Krishna is making it very clear that you need to shave your head. Only that portion of hair is black, so that portion should remain. All other white, don't dye it, hair dye. remove it. Have a clean shaved head. Daily you can shave, or at least weekly once or something like that. So one should not see. Anyway, if you see, you don't see that defect. Just see that. Guide him in Krishna consciousness. Vapushasya dosha. Na prakrutatvam iha bhakta janasya pashyat. One should not see in devotees, in particularly in Guru. One sees this defect. And then Gangam Basam na khalu budbuddha fena pankir. He's giving example of Ganga. Ganges water emanating from Lord Vamandev's lotus feet is purifying. She's called a Tribhuvana Pavani. She purifies all the three planetary systems, upper, middle, and lower. That means all 14 planetary systems. It's very special, river Ganges. So that's why one should not see the defects in the Ganges. What are they? Gangam Basam Nakalu Budbuddha Fena Pankir. Budbud. There will be bubbles in the waters of the Ganges. We can see in Mayapur or anywhere. Bubbles. This is one impurity in the water. Budbud, that is bubble. Budbuddha Fena is a foam. That is another impurity in the water. Foam means that water, that portion of the water is impure. That also should be what you call overseen. And Panka is the muddy waters of the Ganges. Despite these three defects of the Ganges water, Gangambasa, Bulbud, Fen and Panka, the bubbles, the foam and mud, Ganges pure water emanating from Krishna's lotus feet makes it spiritual. Brahma Drava. Brahma means spiritual. Drava means liquid. It's a liquid, spiritual liquid. Brahma Dravatam Apagachati Nira Dharmair. Nira Dharma. Especially Ganga Nira Dharma. Ganga's waters dharma, power, duty and excellence, occupation is to purify everybody who comes in touch with the Ganges. So if I am taking bath in the Ganges, I am taking bath and suddenly when I come, I see stool is coming exactly in that stream and the stool is going to hit me only where I am taking bath. It is little away, 5-10 feet away. So what should I do? I should say, what nonsense, should run away? No, one should not. What one should do? One devotee told me, I will go inside the water. I said, you must be engineer from some NIT or IIT. That is how they teach engineers, how to escape from the problem. So then what the scriptures recommend that you give the flow to the stream. So then what will happen? That stool is coming and you wave the water like this. So then the stool will go around you and go ahead of you. So, but you continue taking bath. Not that one comes out. So likewise, Vaishnava may have some kind of stool sometimes comes out, which is called as Vaishnava Ninda. So don't allow that to hit you. Allow you to pass by you, around you, and let it go to somebody. This is Jagai Madhai. The sins of Jagai and Madhai, they come out through some Vaishnava Ninda. They should not hit us. Let it go to somebody else. And let us not get affected by Vaishnava Aparad. By anyone else also. If we take it, then we ruin our spiritual progress, even our spiritual existence. Bhakti can be destroyed by committing severe Vaishnava aparad. So one should not do that. And that is the message. That is the duty of the king. Here Maharaj Prutu perfectly did it. That's why at the end he went back to Godhead also, followed by his perfect chaste wife Archi also. Okay, any question? Yes. Acha. Why not? Do we not have buttermilk in this world? Do we not have sugar cane in this world? Why not? In the factory, if you go of milk, how much milk you will find? 1 liter or 2 liter? Thousands of liters of milk. Even in ordinary factory created by man, hmm, then they also have thousands of liters of milk. Why can't Krishna? We know Mahavishnu's one drop. Like our Sweda Bindu, our what you call perspiration. If you take under electronic microscope, you will find so many thousands of bacteria there. But Mahavishnu's from their universe only comes out. So why can't he create oceanic ocean of buttermilk and milk and why not? Do these things not exist in the creation? They exist. Krishna is feeding elephant. How much elephant eats? All our breakfast, lunch, dinner put together, if you feed to elephant, he will say, Huh? What? What? Oh, no, no, no. That you don't have to worry. That's why you can see our salt water also. Why the ocean water is salt? So much quantity of water, you cannot use it. Why? That is the storage system. When you add salt in the water, water cannot decay, water cannot. It is not drinkable, but then another system is there. What do you call? Filtration plant is there. So sunlight, the water will be evaporated and accepted in the clouds, and the clouds will go and will condense, and then condensation happens, and water falls down in the form of rains. So Krishna has perfect system. We don't have to worry whether how it will decay. That Krishna has different systems, whether milk ocean, buttermilk ocean, or what do you call, sugar cane juice. For everything, he will have his systems. The perfect arrangement is there. Don't be too curious to know how it is, what it is. Otherwise, you'll have to take birth there. On Krauncha Dweep, Laksha Dweep, Shalmali Dweep. We have taken birth in Jambu Dweep, that is perfection. Let us perfect our life. Otherwise, we'll have to take birth in Shalmali Dweep and keep analyzing. Hmm? Yes, any other? We have to hear Guru by hearing only. No, it is not inbuilt. It is accepted very strongly. Just like in, if you see the color of the skin of all of us, it appears to be inbuilt. Yes, one sense, yes, for this life. Next lifetime, you may not be necessarily having the same skin color. It could be different because activities are changing now. So likewise, our swabhav is not original. In a sense, it is of subtle body only. Swarup is same. Jivera swarupa hai Krishna ra nitya das. That is different. And this swabhav is different. That's why Krishna is very specifically using it. Paras swabhava karmani. This is subtle body. Subtle body is certainly the, what do you call that, blueprint or software. And this is like hardware. The software has a lot of role. It is not visible, but it is controlling the whole system. So likewise, our that sharir, that is sukshma sharir, is having that. But that can be changed, not immediately, but over a period of time. When you become pure devotee, then that swabhava will remain here only, whatever it is. It will be conducive, but you will go back to Godhead. Gross body will remain here. The karma created with that body is all here only. That is not created because we perform devotional activities. Namam karmani limpanti, Krishna says. Namai karma phalespraha. With the same mood, 6.1 Krishna says, Anashrita karma phalam, karyam karma karotiya, sa sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir na cha akriya. What is he saying? Amazing. Even a grihastha can be a sannyasi, he can be yogi. How? Anashrita karma phalam. He should not be attached to the fruits of his action. Karyam karma karoti. He acts as he is obligated. Okay, what to do? I am a grahastha, I have duties, I have to earn money. So he goes to office, he earns money. He is not mad after money. He will become mad after money if he associates with materialistic people, colleagues in the company, or even devotee who are materialistic. Devotee community, materialistic devotees will also make a devotee materialistic. He will be after money. Hmm? With money you can. I have heard boys 16 rounders guided by their counselor saying that you require a lot of money. Because with money you can purchase a house next to NVCC. That next to ISKCON Pune temple. Because the building is there, huge skyscraper building. It requires several lakhs of rupees to get a flat there. So you will be a grahastha, so you have to earn money and then you can get a flat. And then you can perform peacefully Krishna consciousness because temple is next to you. Not necessarily. Just because temple is next door, neighbor, doesn't mean you become a very great devotee. One has to hear from great souls, pure devotees. So Swabhav, we don't have to worry so much. We have to follow what spiritual master says. He doesn't talk about so much karma and Swabhav. He talks about being the servant of Krishna. And in that relation, then performing devotional activities. Sharamanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. You can see in the case of Sanatan Goswami, he wanted to commit suicide because while coming from Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri, on the way there was Jharkhand forest, in which while passing through it for several days, Sanatan Goswami did not get, because several places there are no people only forest, forest, forest. Now also I had traveled in that, so means in the car, 5 hours it took from Ranchi airport to Raurkela, NIT Raurkela, our youth center. 5 hours, that shortcut, whatever it is. So this Sanatana Goswami walked through it for several days, and then several times fasting. Apart from that, drank water from very dirty water of a pond, and then because of that, he developed some kind of boils all over his body, sores which were oozing some liquid substances. And he thought every time Mahaprabhu embraces me while staying in Jagannath Puri with Haridas Thakur, this is not good because the liquid, dirty liquid from my source touches the golden complexion of Mahaprabhu. It is so bad. And better I commit suicide. So Mahaprabhu guides Sanatana Goswami. If by committing suicide under the cart wheel of Jagannath, I can reach perfection, thousands of times I will commit suicide below that cart wheel. That is not the way. What is the way? Bhajanera madhe sarva shrestha navavidha bhakti Krishna prema Krishna dite dhare mahashakti. Only by bhajan. And in bhajan also topmost bhajan is ninefold process of devotional service. And topmost is Nam Sankirtan. Tara madhe sarva shrestha Nama Sankirtan Niraparadha Nama Laile Pabe Prema Dhan. Chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. We have to forego the other platform. Just like while dealing with each other, now all of us, some of us are tall, some of us are short, some of us are fat, some of us are thin, some of us are black, some of us are white, some of us are educated, highly educated, some of us are just graduates, like that. Does that matter to us when interacting with each other? As Vaishnavas, it doesn't. But we have transcended bodily platform, but not yet mental platform. So because of being on mental platform, the swabhava of the other devotee hits us hard. Hmm? Just like somebody throws a stone or something very heavy, heart, it touches the body anywhere. So that part pains like anything. We may touch that part with our hand and we hold on for some few seconds or minutes. And then also it is red, swollen sometimes wound, blood coming. Then we have to treat it. So just like that, our subtle body gets hit with the other Vaishnavas' natures, their swabhav. Because our swabhav is different from other devotees' swabhav, and we are on mental platform, so it hits us hard. Just like I already said, our physical presence, physical structure is different from other Vaishnavas as far as height, breadth, and whatever that weight, etc. But we have somehow, it doesn't matter so much. But still, mental platform is not gone. That's why other swabhav becomes very difficult to digest. Emotions get hit. Our emotional trauma happens while dealing with other Vaishnavas, particularly those who are near and dear around us. Some Vaishnava, some Aniketa Das in London, downtown London, Bury place. I never visited. I don't know where is Bury place. I am getting buried here because of the Vaishnava next to me. I want to bury him in the ground. He's so troubling, so much troubling me. You can see that next to people, those who give us maximum pleasure through nice relationship, they are the ones who give the worst misery also. That's why they say, no, love at first sight, divorce at first fight. Because so much pleasure through that body, external, so much love. And then when nature is seen, then one feels so not good. And then so much of trouble in life. So as Vaishnavas, we have to transcend even mental platform. Not enough just to transcend bodily platform. Mental platform also has to be transcended. So that's why the good to have all varieties of devotees. Krishna enjoys variety. Like Satyabhama is so hot, and Rukmini is so peaceful. So Krishna enjoys. These are like North Pole, South Pole. Where is Rukmini? Like North Pole. And where is Satyabhama? Like South Pole. And Krishna relishes. Likewise in Vaishnava community also Krishna relishes different devotees. So why are we not able to relish? Only because of our mental platform. So we have to transcend it. By hearing Guru Vani, that takes us beyond the material realm, takes us to spiritual realm. If you hear Guru, then you will, that's what he says, Sakale sammana korite shakati deho natha jatha jatha tabe to gaibo harinama sukhe aparadha habehata. Sakale samman, I will be able to respect everyone. That is Shakti, requires great strength. Oh, my dear spiritual master, give me that strength. Only by hearing Guru, one can get that strength. Prabhupada, you see, he heard his spiritual master Bhakti Thakur so well. And then he went to West and all varieties of people were there. And what kind of, first of all, gross body activities. In whole of Bauri, only two smells, urine and liquor. Because all the boys and girls, they would drink like anything. So all liquor smell. And then after falling unconscious on the ground, because so much of water in the form of wine is gone, they would pass water in the pant, in the clothes only. So all urine smell only. So only wine smell and urine smell. That is what was Bauri. And Prabhupada was residing there because it was the cheapest accommodation possible. He did not have money only. So how he transcended, and then so many swabhavas of so many varieties of people. Prabhupada could wonderfully deal with it and also purify them and use it in the service of expanding this mission all over the world. So we also need to transcend mental platform. Otherwise, we'll expectations, so many expectations. Asha hi paramam dukkham, nairashyam paramam sukham. As many expectations we have from people around, mainly we'll have. We'll not have expectations from Mr. Aniket Das, who is in London, Bury Place. We don't even know him. Who cares? But somebody around us, we have so many expectations. Oh, from my wife, I expectation, from my friend, from my brother, from my father, and this and that, everyone. Our grahasthas have so many expectations from children, from their children only, kids only. My son should become IS and my son should become this and that. Don't have any expectation. Nairashyam paramasukham. When we don't have expectation, then we are very sukhi. Don't have any expectation. Likes and dislikes is sense gratification. His Grace Jananivas Prabhu says. For brahmachari particularly, no likes, no dislikes. He should be ready. Recently in our Pune temple, Radhesham Prabhu said, no WhatsApp in the brahmachari's mobile. Can have it only in the laptop. So no laptop, who will carry everywhere? We don't find people carrying laptop everywhere. And brahmacharis to light people. They will not carry so much laptop everywhere unless they go out of the station. So removed from top authorities to down. Nobody has WhatsApp in the mobile. So I had it. I little bit told Raishambru what I use it for and how it is helpful. But when I tried to, then he showed throw the cannon only. So then we had to remove it. So don't have likes and dislikes. Just Guru Vani you hear. You'll transcend all WhatsApp platform and whatever else platform. Don't. Okay, any other? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Not he is my personal servant. I am his personal servant. Yeah. That's why you have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, very attentively. Because through this chanting of holy name, we are begging the Lord, please give me service. So if you beg him, along with the service, empowerment to be able to do that service also will be given by the Lord. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayanti. The more and more services you render, more you will be pleasing to Krishna, and that's how you will go to Krishna, back to Krishna. But for that, Krishna only has to give you strength. Krishna will only give more service, and Krishna will only give more capacity to be able to render so many services. His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj was asked, Maharaj, what is the secret of your most successful sannyas life? He said, I always went on increasing my services to Srila Prabhupada. In Prabhupada time itself, he was rendering so many services, we all know, we have heard so much. And what to speak, he went on increasing his services. So what services he must be doing towards the end when he departed from this world? Because ever increasing services. And how is it possible? Materially impossible. In fact, materially, as the age grows, one becomes retired. In the section 3rd canto, Vidurja and all, Uddhav, it is said, people become retired. Why? Because they were tired while working in the company. And in the old age, they become retired. Again tired. Super tired. Permanently tired. So company says, go back to your house, stay there, don't worry, we'll give you pension or something. Or we'll give you that some big lump sum and stay till death. Remain like that. You are gone now. That's on bodily platform. But on spiritual platform, one can increase his services. That's how we find in sannyasis, gurus in ISKCON, senior devotees. They render so many services. Not necessarily physically, just because they are very Krishna conscious. and because they have chanted very attentively. So Krishna comes in the heart through the medium of ears, when through Harikatha and Hari Kirtan, Hari Nam, then we get that power. Otherwise it is not possible. So it has to be rendered with proper chanting. Then you will be able to serve more and more Vaishnavas in a better and better way, and you will become very, very nice personal servant to them, to each one of them. And they will accept you as very good personal servant, and they will accept you as their guru, means best servant. That's how guru is. Guru is the best personal servant for all his disciples. And they have seen him in action. That yes, Guru Maharaj pleased me the most through whatever, through glance, through words, through whatever, Hare Krishna. Because they are very Krishna conscious. Krishna is gone so much in the heart. Krishna just oozes out through eyes, through ears, through nose, through skin, through whole existence, through hands, every portion of their body. It's all spiritualized. Is that okay? So chant attentively. Then you can be empowered to do that. Otherwise, it is a theory only. It is impossible. It is what you call crazy proposal. How can you be personal servant of the devotee in front of you? First thought will come, he will exploit me. That itself shows lack of faith in the Krishna, first of all. Okay, any other? Yes, Mataji. That they are also there. Yes, that is on earth, Bhukhanda. But apart from that, there are, as I said, 9 islands are there in Bharatvarsha. 9 khandas are there. Bharatvarsha, they are separated from other 8 varshas by Himalaya. This side, not this Himalaya, as I said already. So that is just itself is Jambudvip, huge. Sometimes you can read 5th canto, and there are structural diagrams all are available on internet, etc. And outside of that, there is saltwater ocean outside Jambudvip. Is this of the same diameter as Jambudvip? Then outside of that, next Dweep is there. It will be like this. Dweep will be like this. You understand? Because Jambudvip is circular, like this. So the salty water ocean around Jambudvip is like this. Then next Dweep, which is double the size, will be like this. They are not circular, completely filled up. They are only like this. Patch of land like this. But it's a huge tract of land. And then next ocean around it. Then next Dweep around it. Like that, it's in the Bhumandala. That is Bhurlok. And the whole thing was lifted by Lord Varahadev. And basically that was Hiranyaksha had thrown it there. And Lord Varahadev picked up on his tusk and then situated back in the original position. Bhurlok. Like that. Acha, maybe then, could be, could be, but at least Bhumandal was there, no? Yes. हमें क्या समझ सकते हैं? आप नहीं निकल सकते अनर्थों से बाहर. Krishna only can remove you from the anarthas. You have to surrender to Krishna, serve Krishna, and Krishna will take you out of the anarthas. तुम्ही ऋषिकेश ऋषि का दमिया. आप ऋषिकेश हो, मेरे मन और इंद्रियों के स्वामी हो. ऋषि का दमिया, आप मेरे मन और इंद्रियों को दमन करो. इसके लिए हमें क्या करना है? हमें भगवान की सेवा में हमारे मन और इंद्रियों को लगाना है. He will control. We cannot come out of anarthas. We can know the policy and they all, how to purify each anartha? Kama Krishna Karmarpani. Engage in Krishna's services, lust will be purified. Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jane. So all have to be service oriented. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Mada, Matsar. इन सबको सेवा में लगाना है. किसके? भगवान की. Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jane. Become angry on those who are envious of Krishna and his devotees. That way anger will be purified. Krishna will purify that. Then Mada, Krishna Gunagane. Pride in glorifying the Lord. So your pride will go away. Krishna will purify you. And you will fall in love with Krishna. You will become lover of Krishna. Instead of lover of your own false ego, false pride, you will be lover of Krishna. Then Mada, Moha Krishna, Moha Ishta Labha Vinay. The illusion without getting Krishna. Chunya itam jagat sarvam, Govinda virahena me. I find the whole material world to be dreary void. without Krishna. So that is moha purified, and which remain? Kam, krodh, lobha. Lobha sadhu sange harikatha. Greed is purified by associating with devotees and in their association hearing Krishna katha. And you earn the wealth of spiritual world. This time, same time, 1 2 hours here, if we get into business on phone or with body, you can earn thousands of rupees, maybe lakhs of rupees. Some best businessmen can engage, earn lot of money. But we don't want to earn the wealth of this world. At daytime we may do, but early morning hours we want to engage in earning the wealth of the spiritual world. Golokera prema dhana harinama sankirtana. So daytime also we can do Harinam Sankirtan, but early morning hours the vibrations are outside vibrations, materialistic vibrations are less, and in the midst of devotees in the temple hall with Lord, etc., then it will become very, very powerful. So we want to earn that wealth. So lust, greed will be purified. Lobha sadhu sange harikatha. By harikatha you earn the wealth of Golok Vrindavan, Harinam Sankirtan. So that's what we do. We cannot ourselves. We cannot get rid of another. I cannot say, oh lust, I don't want lust, lust, I don't want lust. You will become all the more lusty. It's like don't think of a red monkey. What comes in the mind? Red monkey only comes. Though in life we never saw a red monkey. So that is not the way. By materialistic means we cannot get rid of lust, pride, greed, envy, anger, illusion. Only by engaging this, he says, Niyukta karibo jatha jatha. In Prem Bhakti Chandrika, Sri Prem Bhakti Chandrika, Sri Narottam Das Thakur says, Niyukta karibe jatha jatha. As per their nature, I will engage each of these anartha in the service of the Lord. The nature is there. Lust has a particular nature. Anger has another nature. Pride has another nature. So as per their nature, I will engage them in Krishna service. Anger, you become very angry, and then you want to shout. So what you should do? You should shout on those who are envious of Krishna and Krishna's devotees. So that is how anger is engaged. Similarly, lust, pride, greed, whatever it is. Greed is, the greedy man, whatever he sees, how money, 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 I want money. Kahan se money? How to get money from this, how to get money from this, money, 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 money. So much money, money. So like that, I want Hari, 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 Hari. Hari from how? Hari through Krishna Katha, Hari through Krishna Kirtan, Hari through devotee Sangha, Hari through Vaishnava serving. Hari, 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 Hari. This is topmost wealth. Like that. So, Niyukta Koribe Jatha Jatha. Engage each of the anartha according to its nature in the service of the Lord. And that Sri Prem Bhakti Chandrika, Sri Narottam Das Thakur Mahasaya has very wonderfully informed us, has guided us. Just do that, anarthas will go away. They are very easy to go away. If we are enthusiastic, sincere, and practicing as per our Acharya's guidelines, then it's very easy. Otherwise, on our own, for millions of lifetimes, Bahu Janma Kori Adi Shravana Kirtan Tabuta Na Paye Krishna Pade Premadhan. So, like all of us, let's say all of us, at one point of time, whatever the age, we came to Krishna consciousness. Then we met devotees, and devotees told, Prabhu, take this mala, start chanting, 1 round at least. So we started chanting. Then we increased to 2, 3, 5. We became 16 rounders. Eventually we got initiated. And then we are anarthas we are struggling with. So sadhu, Shraddha was there from previous life. Prabhupada says this Shraddha comes from previous life, generally, mainly. And then we met sadhus, then we started bhajan, Hari bhajan, and all that, morning program and everything. And then anarthas now are supposed to go away. 4th stage, anartha nivrutti. But they don't go away only completely. And hardly anybody goes to nishtha. Then what happens? Devotee dies. This body is over. Next body, because prasadam is taken, Harinam is chanted, next human birth is confirmed. Could be in India also. Again you will meet sadhus, next life. You will meet ISKCON devotees. And they will give mala. Prabhu, take mala. Because you are initiated from previous life, you will immediately take it and you will start chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. You will become 16 rounder, you will get initiated. And then anarthas. Again, we commit offenses to Vaishnavas. Again anarthas, again die. Next birth, 3rd birth. Again you will come across ISKCON devotees. Hope ISKCON is existing. 10,000 years guarantee is there, 9,500 years remaining. Again you will come sadhu, he will give mala, you will start chanting. And anarthas again die. Anarthas will not get rid. You will not be able to get rid of them for millions of lifetimes. That's what Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is saying. बहु जन्म करी यदि श्रवण कीर्तन तो कर रहे हैं. You all are doing श्रवण, I am doing kirtan, and this is what we keep doing throughout life. Still the anarthas will not go away. Krishna pade premadhan cannot be achieved. Attachment to Krishna's lotus feet. Why? Because of anarthas. Passion and ignorance mainly. Vaishnava aparadha and so many other things. So for that only one has to be hearing from the spiritual master. One who is focused in following the instructions of the spiritual master, such a person will quickly overcome anarthas. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu. Anarthas will reduce almost to negligible extent, very small anarthas. Little anartha is required, little ignorance is required so that we can sleep in the night. Little passion is required so that you are creative also, you are, what do you call, not exactly go-getter, but not innovative, but you have some impetus to act in life or spiritual activities only. So that is required. And then Nishtha and then Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, Prem. That will be very fast. That is very fast. But Nashta Prayashu Abhadreshu, Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. Hearing, reading Prabhupada books daily. Hearing Srimad Bhagavatam class. Prabhupada says, by regular attendance in Srimad Bhagavatam classes, all that is troublesome to the heart, that is anarthas, is almost reduced to nil. That is the meaning of that. So, reading Prabhupada books, hearing, attending Srimad Bhagavatam class, and serving great souls, pure devotees. Spiritual Master's instructions should be heard. If we don't do that, anarthas will not go away. Several lifetimes, Shravan Kirtan will go on. Anarthas will not go away. It's a very thick layer of anarthas. The biggest anartha is in one sense false ego. Between us and Krishna is a thick wall of false ego. I am so great. So this pride, that's why so many places Krishna is stressing on humility. Vidya Vinay Sampanne. Here also I think it was there. 518 was said, na? Samas Sarveshu, Pandita Samadarshina. So that all is required. Okay? Okay, it has been long time. We'll wait. We'll stop here. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंद.